As promised, friends, we have Sarah Link from Hatch Realty in studio. My gosh, Sarah, how'd you get to be so awesome? Really simple, easy question.
My parents are awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True story. I've met your parents. They've been rad people, and you're like the Swiss Army knife, Sarah. In fact, we gave you an award at one time as the Swiss Army knife of Hatch Realty. What do you do that makes you different than the Joe Blow realtor out there right now?
I have my hands in every part of the business. Flipping houses, coordinating handyman work, staging, which is my creative outlet. I help people buy houses. I help people sell houses, and I DIY my own house. So,
if you don't follow Sarah on Instagram, you're super awesome on Instagram. You just flipped a bathroom at your house.
Did.
Holy cow! You're really, really good. Like, gang, if you're fans of The Office, one of my favorite TV shows, they do awards called the Dundies, and we have modeled that, and we've done now the Hatchies. And the Hatchies are our own mockumentary type awards. And Sarah's won a number of awards over the years. This year's is reflective of your handiwork. And how talented you are. I'm not gonna tell you what it is because you're gonna find out in a couple of weeks.
Very intrigued.
I know, but I can't help but think of how talented you are. How you have this ability to see these different things. How did all this come to be?
I just have the unique ability to look at things from a different perspective, and so then I look at it as like the big picture, and then I try to find it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if it's in real estate or DIY, decorating my house, or in my job. I just can holistically see the whole big picture and then dive into what needs to be done to accomplish that.
Well, you're obviously an asset in our world, Sarah, and I value you so much as a friend and a team member. You've been running with our Snap Offer program now for the last couple of years.
Yep.
For people that don't know about our Snap Offer program, what is it?
It's a way to give you an option to sell your house that makes it as simple as possible for you.
It's the
less hassle.
It's the easy button, right? When it comes to selling.
It is the easy button. It's a cash offer. You don't have to do any work to your house.
No open houses?
No.
Oh, that sounds pretty nice.
You don't even have to clean your house.
Really?
No. You can just pick up your stuff, pack what you want, and walk out one day.
Our investors have left a bunch of stuff behind of you deal with this problem, Hatch Realty. We're gonna just leave it, and that's cool with us, right?
That is cool with us. I have a really good relationship with a local dumpster company.
I have a great relationship with the dumpster. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who's the typical person, who's the typical candidate that would be interested in a Snap Offer? Because somebody can choose to list traditionally.
Yep.
We also offer them $10,000 of my money that they can take as an interest-free loan and fix their house. They just pay me back at closing. But a lot of people are interested in selling directly and easily. Who's that typical person?
It's anybody, really. It's anybody that has a little bit of equity in their house, potentially. It's somebody that just needs to get out and move on to their next chapter. Really, anybody in any situation can benefit from a Snap Offer.
I think it oftentimes is related to the D's, right? Death. Let's say you inherit a house or your loved one passes away and it's just too much work. That's, of course, a situation where somebody may say, this is right for me. Divorce. Somebody wants to rid themselves of that emotional pain of the house.
Yep.
And so they just want to be done with it. Decay of the house or your own health. Those things can get you. There's things like job relocations where you want to move quick.
Yep.
How often are we doing these Snap Offers, Sarah?
We are doing them quite frequently, every month. I would say that I'm meeting with, 10 to 15 people a month in some cases, just to talk about, what their next plan is and what their next step is, and to provide an option for them.
It's interesting, Sarah, when we started doing this, it's been almost 3 years that we've been doing this now. I remember getting some phone calls from people. I remember getting some letters from folks saying you're just going to take these properties and turn them into rental properties. Is that the case? Are we just taking these homes and having these investors buy the places and then just rent them out? Or is there a different strategy?
There's definitely a different strategy. My strategy is I love these houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get to connect with all the previous owners of the houses, and they get to tell me the story of the house, the memories of the house. And I want to make that transition to somebody else's memories.
Yeah.
And so I take a lot of time and effort into cultivating what could be a fantastic new house for a family, a single person, whoever wants to live in that house and continue its direction of where it wants to go.
We've found that I think that of the 20 to 25 homes that are bought by our investors each year, maybe 1 or 2 of those is kept as a rental, and the rest of them, they're really reintroduced into the ecosystem, right?
Yep.
It goes from flabby and shabby to all of a sudden super attractive. It goes from rough to beautiful. What's being done to these houses? What are the typical projects that we're seeing that somebody has that's done so that the new buyer is able to totally embrace?
So the investors that purchase these houses that I help them rehab, we're doing an inspection prior to that. So we're looking at those inspection items and we're doing the things that matter to the house. We're also making it look pretty. We're painting, we're putting new carpet in. Sometimes we're gutting a bathroom and redoing that so that it's fresh and clean for its next owners. But ultimately we're looking at the guts of it and making sure that it's safe and that it can, continue on for the next, 30 to 40 years. But we're also making it look pretty.
Anybody who's listened to real estate radio over the last few months, they've heard that there is such a shortage of inventory that's out there. There's so many buyers, there's not as many listings, and so there's this pain that our market is in. This is a reintroduction, and it's allowing these homes that usually would take somebody who has to have some sweat equity, some cash equity, and some time on their hands. And it's now bringing it to somebody who can have a move-in ready house.
Yes.
That's a huge opportunity for people. And I can't help but think of the sellers, Sarah. Is it typical to say that these sellers are in some sort of distress or stress in their life?
Absolutely.
And
100%.
And so this is a solution for them. How? Like, why would somebody choose? Because you said that they have to have some equity. Like, those investors can't go in and pay top dollar because they have risk,
Yep.
they have holding costs, and they, of course, have profit. Those 3 things.
Yep.
Why would somebody choose this? Like, what kind of stress would come to their life?
A lot of time it's financial stress or emotional stress of like, I can't fix up my house anymore. I have been living here for X many of years and I have not been able to keep up with it. My husband died, somebody grew up, left the house, and they've been left there to try to take care of it themselves and they can't.
Yeah.
And so really it is that, financial and emotional stress of like trying to keep up with this job or to compete in a market that we're in right now. I mean, I've been involved in multiple offers scenarios this week trying to help people buy houses.
Right.
And the people that have, have something to sell
Yeah.
are struggling to get their offer accepted because of that contingency. So,
well, we talked about it at the top of the hour as well, of how right now it's going to take an unconventional path to get yourself out of the situation and into the right situation. And that's what we do best at Hatch Realty, I think, is we're going to pivot. We're going to treat this as though it's a snowflake, that it's unique, and that it's not just the same process for everyone. So if you have a house that is, or a situation that's maybe a bit complicated, or it's standard and traditional, I think we're poised to help you out.
absolutely.
So, gang, I want you to check out Sarah over at hatchrealty.com. Sarah Link is her name. You'll find her under our Meet the Team section. Sarah, I love what you do. You're an amazing gift in our world, and I'm proud of all the things you do in this world.
Thanks. I love what I do too.
All right. It's a beautiful relationship. Gang, we're going to go to break. Check out hatchrealty.com and go take a look at Sarah's houses that are hitting the market right now.